Welcome to Expedition Networking, a special segment of the Networking RX podcast. I'm Frank Agan, founder and president of AmSpirit Business Connections, and your host for this program. For those of you who are familiar, on the Networking RX podcast, we share information and have conversations with experts, such as authors, researchers, and social scientists. And all of these programs are aimed at helping you learn how to become better at building professional relationships and understanding why they work. In this Expedition Networking segment, however, we're going to bring on successful entrepreneurs and unique professionals and explore their networking adventure and learn how they used relationships to create lasting success. Today on Expedition Networking, we have Haim Ohayon. Haim comes to us from New York, but he didn't start his journey in New York. He had started in a far-off place, and I was introduced to him through our mutual good friend, Scott Mason, and I wanted to bring him on the program. Haim, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on your show, Frank.
Well, great. What I want you to do is I really want you to share your story. I mean, you're in New York. You're not from New York. You came to New York not really knowing anybody, not even knowing the language. So if you would go ahead and share, that would be awesome.
Okay, I will start a little bit early, which is, as I remember, in 1969, I was the age 13, going 14. And back then, I was looking to see the future of my life, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to be. And one thing that stick out is electronic. Say, I'm going to high school now, what I want to learn. So electronic back then was the big thing. Everything it's on electronic. So I registered into school to teach electronic. But they have different path for me. They said, no, you're going to go to be auto mechanic, not electronic. Well, in that age, what we know, we don't know anything.
Right.
So we obey other grown up, what they tell us to do, and we just follow. So I become as an auto mechanic. Life go by, and I get married in 1985. Yep. I got 3 kids from that marriage. And 1995, I got divorced. I mean, it didn't work out, me and my ex. And I would say it's not fair to our kid to live in a house that's yelling, screaming, fighting all day long. So something has to be done. So I say, I'm the man. I'm going to do something about it. And I said to my ex, take the house, take the money, take whatever you want, take it. I know back then, when you learn to do something, it's your forever. And I say, I learned how to build my life. I can do it again. But I want my kid to grow up in a house more quiet, no fight, no yelling, no screaming. Then I deserve this kind of life. So I step out. When I step out, I didn't have any place to go. So I became homeless. Which means I was sleeping in my car.
Where were you located at this point?
Israel.
You were in Israel. Okay. I just want our listeners to know that. Go ahead.
I become homeless, and I have a brother that lives in New York. That's after a few months. I said to him, do me a favor, send me a ticket. I wanna take a shower every day. I want to change my clothes. I want to change my underwear. I want to sleep in bed. This is a kind of thing that we don't even think about. It's normal for every person, but when you're homeless, your life is turn around. It's something different. I'm still doing as an auto mechanic, but it's not enough. So he sent me a ticket. I came to New York. Now I have different challenges. I mean, I have all the small things that every human being needs, but I don't speak the language. And not only that, I was afraid to leave the house because I didn't know if I find my way back. I came from overseas, from Israel. I don't know anything. Yeah. I'm not a kid. I'm over 40.
Right.
So for me is to now find my life again. So I have a lot of error and grammar challenge all over the place. But I say, if I want to learn, if I want to live here, that's what I want to do. To find a job was easy for me because after many, many years as an auto mechanic, I know what I'm doing. So before you know it, I find a job. Yeah.
Right.
Until January 2009. And that's what I did. What happened in 2008, the recession came to state. And the place when I used to work, it was repair shop. It's a gas station. The number go down. And the manager came to ask the employee and said, look, I need to make the number up and you're going to help me. I said, what does that mean? He said, well, every person that came to the shop, even to ask question, we need to find something. We need to create job. We need to create the number. I said, well, you asked me to do something that I never did. And I'm not comfortable doing. I'm not a kid. I mean, I was honest all my life. I never tell people something that is not true or they don't have it just for you to have the number or the income.
Right.
And he would say to me, look, you're going to have more money in your pocket. I say, you don't do me a favor even then because you don't teach me how money work. You just give me more money to spend. And how much you going to give me? 100, 200, 300? You're not going to give me that every week. You're going to give me when you make it. In the meantime, I sell myself for nothing. And no, I don't want to do it. He immediately showed me the door and said, out. I don't want you here. I said, okay, good. I will leave. I'm not going to stay. Now I'm over 50. I try to find another place that I can work. Now I'm overqualified. Nobody want to take me. I'm over the age. They need to pay me for my knowledge and skill, and they, for many reasons, they don't want to do it. Either they don't have,
right,
or they say in your price I can take two. What? So I did something that most people don't even think about, which is I turn around and say, who am I? What I'm doing here on the face of the earth? What is my challenges?
Right.
And I find two things. I love people and I love to help people. But that still don't give me any clue what I'm going to do in my life because, I mean, I know car. So people, and not like car, you can take person, change part and fix them. This is not the way it works. And as I'm searching for what to do with my value, I call it, I stumble on coaching. I said, that's what coaching do. They take people with all kinds of challenges, they help them, and they move on. So I registered to school. School was in Australia, not even in state. But I was dialed the number and I jumped into the class. I didn't graduate because I have some kind of argument with the school. The school said, if you want to graduate, you need to take a person with problem. Fix that and move on. I said, well, that's not coaching, that's therapy. I say, I have a better idea. I said, what do you mean? Say, if I take something good in you and make it great, it's more fun to work. It's more easy to get results. And this is the way I want to work. They say, we don't teach that. They say, well, that's what I want to do. I say, okay, you're on your own. Since 2009 to today, my life turned around. I wrote a book. I was having a talk show on a TV for over 2 years.
Right.
I have a group, meetup group. I was the organizer. I have over 1,400 members. I used to speak twice a month. How to build your confidence, how to raise your self-esteem. I start to facilitate a workshop, and I have close to 90% success rate, which is mean 90% from the time when I'm working with people, they got what they're looking for. But for me, it's very easy because you need to do the work, not me. So if you're willing to do the work, I'll work with you. I will help you.
Right.
And here I am today with my life.
Okay. I guess let's step back. How did you learn to speak the language then? Who was it that helped you?
I find guy that he's bilingual.
Okay.
He speak Hebrew and he speak English. And I just said, we become friends, and I said, just show me around. I have a car. For here to buy a car, it was $200-300, and you have a car. I said, I have a car. I take you around. Just show me around. And that's the way I learn. People correct me all the time, which was nice. Some people didn't, but I didn't discourage. I was keep going.
Okay, it's interesting. So he helped you, and then you got this job. Let's talk a little bit about the types of things that you do, the types of clients you work with, and the types of things you educate them on.
Hey, I mean, when I started to work as a coach, I took a friend of mine, and I said she was an event organizer and event planner.
Right.
And I said to her, Cherise, I have some idea how I'm going to work what I'm doing. Yeah? I want to test it on you. Are you willing to cooperate with me? It's not going to cost you anything. We just meet once a week. I will share with you my ideal. And let's see how does that work. And she said, great, let's do it. She was building the business for someone else. In 3 years, she moved from do it for someone else, she do it for herself. And she became the head of the chambers in South Jamaica here in New York.
Okay.
So she tripled her business because she took my ideal and work it out. I work with a single mother. She was selling insurance for a living. And we kind of chit-chat. It was after that. We would chit-chat, and then she said, I don't know how much you charge. I don't know if I can afford you, but I know with you, I have the feeling that I will get what I'm looking for in my life. I said, you know what? Let's put the money aside for now. Tell me what is that you are looking to do, and let me see if I want to work with you.
Right.
Because I have something to say also. She said, okay, great. I want to be actors in movie. I said, okay, that's a big stretch. What you willing to do to make that happen? She said, whatever it takes. I said, you know what? Let's start to work. When you get income, we will talk how you compensate me. But that's intrigued me. We start to work. Frank, she started to get audition. And not only that, she got picked up in audition. In the meantime, until the investor came and put money in the movie company, she started to play in small theater in Broadway, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we just talked last week. She said, I already finished one of my movies.
Oh, wow.
So if I know how to make insurance person actors, no, I don't. But I know when I come and help and support, what does that do to you as a person? Because I don't give advice and I don't tell you what to do. You want to go to the moon? Somebody did it. Let's do it.
Right. You know, you have I think I read it on your LinkedIn, as well as your website, something akin to, if you stop looking at your past, you can focus on the future. Is that?
That's kind of my logo. It's on every. When you when you stop looking back, you will have more time to design your future.
Right. Is that people regretting their past, or it's just...
That's interesting because what happened is many people don't do anything in life,
Right.
because of their memory. Memory holds us hostage in life. What I mean by that, we want to do something in the future, so we spend some time, to think about that, play with that with our head, but unfortunately, not enough time.
Right.
We spend like 3, 5, 10 minutes thinking about that. And then we go back in time to look for some reference in our past, what we happened when we did new thing in our life. Now we rehearse the past. We know already the result, what we did in the past. We don't know the result that's going to be in the future. But
Right.
we stay in the past and we don't coming back to the future. And say, oh, I know it's not going to happen. I know already the result. So, and that's hold people hostage. So if you have a reset button and you can press on that and stop your life and go from zero again, what you can do with everything, nothing stopping you.
Right.
Take baby, when they come to the world, they don't know nothing. They're learning every day. At some point, the grown-ups stopping us from learning. And that's what happened. If we go back to that time that we don't hear and listen to anyone, and we just go ahead and do, that's the way to get different results.
Right. What do you do when you have bad days?
I'm glad you asked that. You know what is that mean, a bad day? I will tell you. Something happened for 60 to 90 seconds. We rehearse that the whole day. When you stop to rehearse that, you save the day.
Right.
See, everything happened in our head. And the minute we get out from our head, I said something like that. In my world, no one can fail. Nobody make mistake, and it's impossible to do anything wrong. So you will tell me what are you talking about? So here's the thing. Whatever it is that you do, you get result. You get result and you have experience.
Right.
The question now is different. How does that make you feel? If it's make you feel good, increase the time on this activity because
Right.
you love what you do. If it does make you feel good, just drop it because you're not going to get good result on activity that you don't like to be in. Now, here is the question. Did you fail? No. You make mistake? No. You did something wrong? No. You did something that didn't work 100%. It worked 5%, worked 20%, it worked some percentage. It's very hard to get 100% from the get-go. So we didn't fail. We did something that didn't work. Why we give it other name?
People listening, what would be the best way, Haim, for them to get a hold of you?
Go to my website, inmotioncoach.com.
Yep.
They can call me 516-424-6289. They can go to my LinkedIn account, HAIM space the letter O. And basically, this is the place that they can find me.
Okay. Well, I'll certainly put your website in the show notes so people can access it and get at all this stuff. I really appreciate your time here today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it's honor for me to be on your show.
To wrap things up, remember, we're looking for some enterprising business types to join our team as franchisees of AmSpirit Business Connections. Our franchisees work with entrepreneurs, sales representatives, and professionals in their area to help them become more successful, through networking and the exchange of quality business referrals in a structured weekly morning meeting. This is a unique franchise opportunity, you see, because these meetings are in the morning. A successful business type or professional can add this franchise opportunity onto what they're already doing. Again, all of our franchisees do something else. For a couple hours in the morning, a few mornings a week, these franchisees work the AmSpirit Business Connections model. The rest of the time, they're attorneys, accountants, realtors, coaches, and consultants of various kinds. The wonderful thing is that not only do our franchisees realize a financial gain from operating the AmSpirit Business Connections model, but the business networks that they build and develop become a great source of referrals for their primary business as well. Perhaps you know someone, perhaps you are that someone. Whatever the case, to learn more about the AmSpirit Business Connections franchise opportunity, please contact me using the email in the show notes or the one we provide at the end of this program.
Thanks for joining us on the Networking RX podcast. Please put what you've learned into action today and let us know if you have questions, comments, or ideas for future topics. You can email them to us at podcast@amspirit.com. That's AmSpirit.com. Finally, so you never miss an episode, be sure to subscribe to the Networking RX podcast through iTunes, Overcast, or however you receive your podcasts. Now get out and network with someone.
The Networking RX podcast is the copyright production of AmSpirit Business Connection. All rights reserved.